I'm Meredith Klein, host of Tango Stories, which brings you glimpses into the lives of the dancers, musicians, organizers, and DJs who are part of the worldwide resurgence of Argentine tango. Thanks for joining me here on Usala Radio. I'm still here in Buenos Aires and now in the house of one of my favorite tango dancers to watch and study from and hang out with, Ines Muzzopappa.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Thank you for having me here in your beautiful house in Palermo.
No, thank you.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are in Palermo.
And just really looking forward to hearing what you have to say about your life in tango and how you see tango in the world right now and everything. So let's start at the beginning.
Let's do it.
You had told me that you started getting seriously interested in tango when you were 14, but it sounds like tango was already part of your world before that.
Yes, my mother was a tango dancer, so she was dancing for many years. She started to dance when my parents got divorced.
Wow.
So
that's a very modern story.
Yeah.
In the US, we see a lot of people who go through a big life change and decide to take up tango, invest that now free time in tango.
Yes, and here we in some moment, not now, but in some moment in the past, it was like kind of a joke to say that many people, when they got divorced, they started to dance tango. So it was like quite normal in that moment.
I heard from Carlos and Rosa last week that people used to get married and stop dancing tango.
Yeah.
Right? So this is like the other side of the coin.
After they create the law, the divorce law, okay, that was possible too.
It's one of the best things for tango.
Yeah.
The government did something to support tango.
Yes.
There we go.
I think so. In the 80s. So my mother was dancing. She was teaching some group lessons for beginners for the government. And after that, she started to run like a milonga during the summer.
Okay.
It was an opener milonga.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Here in Buenos Aires?
In Buenos Aires, but in Vicente Lopez, that is a little bit far away. Mm-hmm. Like it's in the limit. It's not the capital, it's a little bit away from the capital.
So she was a professional or a semi-professional?
Yeah. Yes. She was professional tango dancer, but she was working only here. Yeah. She was not touring. In that moment, it was not so common for the tango dancers.
Because we're still talking about the late 80s or the early 90s?
Early 90s.
Early 90s.
Yeah. So she started to run the milonga, and I was there all the time. I was also going to the milonga to accompany her, but quite often. So I went to, for example, to Sunderland several times, like very young, and I was not dancing. I was just running around, playing with my brother and some other kids.
Do you remember if you liked it or if it was kind of like, oh, this is boring, I'm getting dragged to this place?
I think I liked it because many times I was there and my brother wasn't there. So
you chose, it seems like you chose to
yes. Or at least I chose to be with my mother. I don't know. Could be also.
That's so nice.
Yes, and my mother used to say that when I was very little, I used to say I like waltz better than tango and milonga.
Really?
Like I was
like a
singing.
Little thing that little tiny kids say.
Yeah. I of course I don't remember that.
Do you feel that way now?
No, completely the opposite. Actually, I don't like waltz.
Yes. Me too.
I like, but it's not my favorite.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
It's quite funny. So yes, I started to be in tango scene before I start to be like more, how do you say, interest.
Yeah. So you learned the basics. You learned ochos, the basic step, whatever, the line of dance, all these things you probably learned before you can even remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I was my first tango lesson was in my mother's house She was trying to teach me and my brother the 8 basic steps.
You remember?
I remember that.
Wow.
I remember that, but I only remember that we were like 7 years old, something like that. My brother is a little bit older.
Did he take to it at all?
No, he hates tango. No. Since that moment, I think.
I can see it going both ways,
Yes.
right?
No, he hates tango, but he likes, for example, Goyeneche. Okay. He likes some singers, like more modern tango, we can say.
But he never got interested in that.
No. Actually, it's very difficult for him to
see you perform.
Yeah. No, he does it, but it's very difficult. It's like very boring for him to be in the milonga. Yeah. Then he really enjoyed to accompany me, like as brother, no?
Yeah. It's just not his place.
Yes,
at all.
Exactly.
What does he do?
He does many things. He's in English, jardinero.
He's a landscaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a park in the city, like a public park. Yeah. He worked there, and he's also, I don't know the word in English either. Tiene es proveedor de frutas y verduras para restaurantes.
He's a supplier of fruits and vegetables for restaurants. Super interesting. So you grew up in this ambiente of tango.
Yes.
But then something changed and you decided to kind of take it for yourself.
Yeah.
As a conscious thing.
Yeah, but I decided to go to take a lesson when I was 14 because one of my best friends in the high school asked me to accompany her. Oh. So she told me, I want to dance tango, let's go. Probably you can ask your mother where to go. So yeah, I started like that, like, okay, let's go, I go with you, no problem.
So she hadn't been to your mom's class or
my mother, because I was a teenager and we were not so friends in that moment with my mother. You can imagine. She proposed me to accompany us, but to another lesson, not to her lesson, because she thought that it was not a good idea to share that.
She wanted you to want to dance tango. The mother-daughter teenage stuff to get in the way. Yes.
It was too much information. Exactly. In the moment, I didn't get it. I said, why she doesn't like me to be on her lesson, but then I understood.
It makes sense.
Yes.
It's hard to learn from anyone that you love.
Yes, of course. Like driving, no? Like
also.
Many people tell me, okay, if you like that the person who is teaching you to drive, stop. Find someone else.
Find a stranger.
Yes.
Professional. Yeah, exactly.
Professional stranger. Yes. So we started like that, and then of course, as many of these tango stories, I continue, and she stopped immediately. Like after 2 lessons, my friend stopped dancing.
And
I continue. No, not
friend.
my mom. Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but it's quite normal. Yes. Like when you hear tango stories, it happens very, very often the same way.
Yeah, it really isn't for everybody.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
As much here as in Philadelphia or the rest of the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Was that Carlos and Rosa's class or no?
No, I went to another. It was a club also, but nearby the area of this area, Vicente Lopez, that is in the north of the city, outside the city. It was the area we were used to be, or we used to go to the milongas with my mother, and she had her milonga there, so I went to contacts. Yes, I went to this club. Círculo Trovador was the name. It still exists, and they have milongas like, I don't know, I think every day.
Oh wow!
Like La Viruta, but in the north.
Is it right outside the city? Or
it's right outside.
Is that one of the places that people were going when the milongas were closed after Klein? I went there.
Yeah, exactly.
When you could only dance in La Cabecita.
Yes.
What was it?
Círculo Trovador.
Yeah.
And
Or in some of the practicas, clandestine practicas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
that
So that was your first tango class.
was my first tango class. And then I continue after that with Jorge Rodriguez and Liliana. And then I went once to Sunderland to dance, and Carlos and Rosa invited me to go to the practica. So that was. But these 3 lessons were like in my first 2 years dancing.
Yes.
And then I continued with Rosa and Carlos for I think 4 years or maybe more. But for sure 4 years, like going every Monday and Wednesday.
Yes.
Non-stop.
And those classes are still going on.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that's fantastic.
They've been going on straight.
Yeah.
Over 20 years?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Because when I started, it was like 12 years. So, and it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
it's really amazing. And there you met Dante Sanchez?
Yes, there I met Dante. We were classmates, no?
Yeah.
That's the name. Yes, we were many girls in that moment. Like 5 girls and Dante.
Oh, that's funny.
And
did any of the girls learn to read because of that? Or
no,
it wasn't like that?
No. That's so curious. Like now the reaction could be like so natural.
Yeah.
Like instead of being sitting, chatting, you can be standing, dancing.
But it's quite occur back then.
Reasonable, yes. But
yeah.
In that moment, it was not a possibility.
The roles were still very gender defined.
Yeah.
So
but also because of it was Sunderland. I think Sunderland it still have the same problem or the same tendency nowadays. No, like I don't think the atmosphere push you to do it in a different way, like to lead, for example. It was not.
It stayed very traditional.
Yes.
And now the Milonga is closed.
Now the Milonga is closed.
Because it was so traditional, it also felt eternal. Like Sunderland must always exist.
Yes.
So the fact that it's closed as a Milonga, and also it's hurting the same classes because people aren't thinking so much of going there because they don't associate as much with tango.
Yes. So it's so crazy that they closed that Milonga.
Yeah.
It's a part of our patrimony. It's correct the word. Yes, and it's closed. I hope they open very soon.
Yes, really. So, well, with Dante, you two made a decision.
With Dante, we had like a study group in that moment. All these girls
and Dante
no, and there were a few more boys in the group, and we were doing the Monday and Wednesday lesson in Sunderland, and then on Saturday noon we had like a group that we went to Carlos and Rosa's house. We were practicing at their place. So in that moment, I think we started and we were running that group for almost 2 years. And the first year I was practicing with another guy, Pablo. He's still dancing and he has a milonga, la Discepolo. And I was dancing with him. And we were planning to go to the championship. Mm-hmm. We went there, we competed, we were a few couples competing from that group. And the next year was 2007. This guy, Pablo, was not in the group anymore. He was dating some girl. He was older than
distracted.
Us. Yes, he was a little bit distracted. And we decided with Dante to go to the championship, but only for Milonga. We wanted to compete only in Milonga.
Interesting.
Yes, because he had already an appointment with some other girl.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, something from the past, blah, blah, blah.
Commitment of some sort.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided to do it in Milonga only. And in the moment we have to finally go to the Milonga, because the competition was in the Milonga and was in Sunderland.
Uh-huh.
In the moment we went to the Milonga and we decided, okay, we'll subscribir or
register.
Yes, register. He told me, no, let's go to Tango.
No way.
In the moment. Okay, yeah.
So these were like the qualifiers or part of the Metropolitano?
Yes, it was part of the Metropolitano and was the qualifiers.
Yes, for the Metropolitan Championship.
Yeah.
People who live here.
Yes, only for, yes. And it was not possible for him to compete because he's from the south.
Oh.
So we had the possibility to go to the Metropolitan Championship because I was born here.
Okay. So one person in the couple has to be
born or living.
For a long
yes.
time in the couple.
Yeah. Yes. And so we decided in that moment, like, to go to the Metropolitan Championship.
When you were there in the Milonga, ready to compete.
Yeah. Because it was like more amateur in that moment, the championship.
Yeah.
And it was, it happened very often in the Milonga that you go to Sunderland because you go every Saturday to Sunderland, and there was a competition there, and you talk to your friend and you said, let's go and let's compete and let's see how far we can get. Yeah.
That's so lovely, actually.
Yes. For me, it was very nice, that idea. And it was very...
So you'd be just dressed as you would for the Milonga.
Yeah.
Your hair the way you would do it normally.
Exactly.
Nothing crazy.
Yes.
Nothing
like
super produced.
Yes, and it was more like part of the improvisation, no? Like more similar to a Milonga, because you were not practicing with that person. Probably it's your friend. Probably you know him or you know her.
You've been dancing socially.
But you've been dancing socially, so you know that person only from the social dance.
Yes, you haven't been saying, okay, if it's Tarienzo, we're going to do these things.
Exactly, or in the
variation. We have to do this. Yeah.
Let's go
right,
for
left,
gancho.
right, don't forget. And then the gancho.
Exactly. So I like that thing that we are, because it's more professional now, the people who compete, is quite normal that the competition changed. And now, not the rules, but the way they organize, the people react in different ways. So it's different now.
Yeah.
I always said that we won because it was amateur. Today it's not possible to win with this level.
You would win anytime. I want to hear the rest, but we've been talking for a while. Let's take a break and listen to a tango, and then we'll continue, shall we?
Yeah.
So you brought a few tangos for us to listen to. The first is Felicidad.
Yeah.
Sexteto Fantasma.
Yes. And why I chose this? Because maybe this is more about what we'll talk later, but during the last years, I was trying to open my mind a little bit more, and I got a little bit bored about tango, but not tango, about the tango scene, and I realized that part of that is like I was a little bit bored about the music. Like, I love tango music, I love it, for sure, I don't doubt that, but if you've been dancing for 10, 20 years and you're still only dancing to recordings from the 20s and 50s, yes,
you've danced to them 10,000 times.
Yeah. Exactly. You describe it perfectly.
And maybe there could be something more.
Yes. And maybe young people as me, young musicians, are trying to compose or to tell us some other thing. So
maybe there's something new to say.
Yeah, maybe, for sure.
And new people to say it.
Yes. Young people or new people.
To younger people and to everybody dancing.
Yes.
Or not better, but it adds another dimension.
Yes. So I started to listen different music, and always tango, but like from now, like tango actual or contemporary tango, you can say. And in the beginning, it's very difficult because it doesn't sound tango. Like, but then we need to understand that it sounds tango. It's tango.
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't sound in the same way as in the 40s, of course, because we are different people now, and the technology is different, and the way they play the instruments is different.
Formation of the musicians is different.
Yeah.
They may be coming from classical and jazz as well as the background of tango.
Yes. There are many different things that compose tango in a different way today. And of course, if we try to find that sound, that old sound in the new songs, is impossible. So we need to change our point of view and try to listen. Okay, this is tango, but this is another orchestra, so it sounds different. It's like if you play Piazzolla, well, it sounds different. So I chose that song because of that, because I really like Sexteto Fantasma, and Felicidad is a new song. It's composed in the 21st century. And I think it's important to start to push and to start to get used to listen this, get used to dance these kind of songs. Put our body on that music and start to interpret it in a different way, because the music is different, so we need to grow in that direction.
Wonderful. So let's listen to Felicidad of Sexteto Fantasma.
Yes.
Felicidad, preciso encontrarte. De mis nieblas, de tinieblas, de mis noches sin timón, salva mi corazón. Felicidad, quise enamorarme, quise ciegamente aferrarme a esa ilusión. Fue tan triste como querer abrazar el sol y me perdí. Amarte fue matar, perderse en el limbo, morir y reencarnar, vivir sueños parecidos, sumergirse en alquitrán, devastando con olvido esa sonrisa angelical. Si te suelto vos volá, amarte fue quemar y salvar todos mis nidos, y ladrar a lastimar y endulzarte los oídos, florecer, marchitar, olvidar lo prometido y amar. Felicidad, quiero iluminarme, un fósforo que encienda las velitas de mi cruz, salva mi juventud. Felicidad, quise enamorar, quise ciegamente aferrarme a esa ilusión. Fue tan triste como querer abrazar el sol y me perdí. Amarte fue matar, perderse en el limbo, morir y reencarnar, vivir sueños parecidos, sumergirse en alquitrán, devastando con olvido esa sonrisa angelical. Si te suelto vos volá, amarte fue quemar y salvar todos mis nidos, ladrar a lastimar y endulzarte los oídos, florecer, marchitar, olvidar lo prometido y a murar.
Once again, that was Felicidad of the Sexteto Fantasma. So we'll pick up the story where you and Dante are there in Sunderland, and you were only going to participate in the Milonga qualifier of the Metropolitan Tango Championship, but he said, or you said?
Yeah, no, he proposed me because I didn't want to push him,
Yes.
like to go to the tango competition, because I knew that he had like a commitment from before, so
You
yes.
kept your mouth closed in this matter. And he said, hey, why don't we also register for the tango champion qualifier as well, championship qualifier.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh.
What you asked me?
So he proposed.
Yes, he proposed me.
Yes.
So we compete, and it was very nice, the competition, because it was very relaxed. It was in Sunderland, so we were
At home,
exactly. It was very funny because all the people in the Milonga loved us because we were kids, almost kids, not kids, but teenagers, and they were telling us all the time, like, you will win the Metropolitan this year, you will win, like, no, but thank you.
And you were still teenagers.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were. I was 19, I think. Not late teenager.
Sure, but yeah, still teenagers.
Yes. So we keep going with the competition. We reached the finals in the Metropolitan Championship, and in that moment, when you won the first or the second place in the Metropolitan Championship, you go immediately to the final of the World Championship.
Wow.
And we won the second place in the Metropolitan Championship.
Okay.
So
in Tango and
in Milonga, no. In Milonga we were like 5th or something.
So you wouldn't have made it for Milonga.
No.
So that last minute decision,
yes, was
sent you to the final.
Yes,
of the World Championship.
But it was all like that because when we won the second place, Dante was planning to go to the south, back to his hometown to see their parents, and he was a little bit worried because his father was not so good, and I said, of course, you go, don't worry, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
We were not planning to do this, so we can skip this moment with any problem.
This was after you won second place.
After we won the second place,
he wasn't sure if he should stay in the city to compete in the world.
Exactly.
In the
Yes.
Mundial, because he had to see that.
So, well, in that moment, there was a problem with the airlines, like many strikes and many different problems, and he couldn't travel. He couldn't find the ticket to go.
You're kidding.
No. So
he had decided not to compete. He decided to leave.
Yeah.
And he actually could not get a plane ticket.
Wow. And we were trying to find a ticket for him because it was very important for him to be there.
Yes.
And we decided, I don't know, 3-4 days before, 2 days, I don't remember exactly, but it was the same week. Okay, let's go. If you don't have the possibility to travel and you want, and you are in the mood to compete, let's go. And we went there.
So you didn't spend months having dresses made?
No, actually I had like a situation with a boyfriend in that moment, and I was very sad that day, and I was crying in my friend's house. and we realized that I have to go to the competition, and I was crying there. And she said, "Okay, don't worry. I will borrow a dress and a pair of shoes."
You're kidding.
No, and I will do your hair, and
so your friend basically should win.
Yeah. Yes, it was fantastic.
You just provided the tango, but
Yes.
she provided everything.
Everything else. And
She borrowed a dress for you.
yes,
And some shoes.
and shoes and everything. Everything I was wearing that night, it was hers and her mother. Because I think the dress was from her mother's dress.
That's
and the
insane.
shoes from her. Yes, it's like everything was improvised.
I'm so glad you're telling me this story. I could never have imagined it.
Yes, no, but that's the reason why it's so funny for me. And I said it was very like amateur, because now the people plan in hell, like, and I think it's very good also.
Yes.
But they train, they plan the dress, the hairdresser, everything. And I was like almost crying 1 hour
on the
before.
stage.
Yes. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yes. And well, after that.
And I'm thinking that there were multiple rounds, but you went directly to the finals.
Yes, but the finals
are a
was.
few days.
No. Was direct to La Rural. In that moment was La Rural, the venue. And we danced twice. We danced the first time, like normal competition, the finals. And in that moment, they used to do 1 second competition on the same day. That it was the best 15 couples. They chose 15 couples and they make them compete again.
Yes.
And they decide the first 10 places.
So it all happened in one day.
Yeah.
In your borrowed dress.
Yeah. Borrowed shoes.
And trying not to let your mess. How could you do that in borrowed shoes?
No, they were like bigger.
It's so personal.
No, yes, they were like a little bit bigger, but they were like very close, so it was not a problem. No. And during the competition, again, one of the things why I'm still saying it's very amateur is because I was dancing and I did the boleo that it was forbidden in that moment to make boleos, but I did the boleo and I hooked like my dress and I was like trying to take my shoe out of my heel out of my dress. It was like, okay, nobody cares about the rules, no?
It was
it's
an
like
illegal boleo.
Yeah, illegal boleo.
And you got stuck in, so that everybody had to notice.
Yes, of course. Well,
oh my god.
yes, it's funny story.
And so what happened?
No, apparently nothing.
What was the result?
No, I won. After that, I won. We won.
First
We won
place.
with them the first place. First place of the World
The Tango
Championship.
Salon World Championship.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And
No
that,
one would have imagined.
No.
In a borrowed dress, borrowed shoes, trying not to let the mascara run from crying.
No, you can imagine that we were not waiting for that. We were like so surprised in that moment, and I couldn't react. I don't remember anything about that specific moment.
Yes.
I just
Wow.
remember the couple next to us, that they were friends. When they mentioned the second place, they watched us and they told us, he won, before
Wow.
they announced us. It was like, is my last,
Conscious memory.
yes, conscious memory.
Your friend
Yes,
guessing.
You're guessing. And after that, I remember like a few minutes after, but I don't
And
remember
did you
what
have
I
to
did.
dance again in the moment?
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, that I remember. But
were you stressed? Were you happy?
No, I was very relaxed. Nobody can tell me anything. It's like
We won.
we won. No, it was fantastic. The feeling was fantastic, even better than in the rest of the competition, because it's like, okay, I can relax. I already.
I can enjoy this.
Yes, I can.
Even
enjoy
though
this.
you're dancing for the whole world.
Yeah, but I was not conscious about that because the World Championship in that moment was not so.
YouTube.
Yes, yes,
Televised.
and also for the tango community it was an important competition, but it wasn't as important as now.
Yes.
It's different the meaning today.
Yes.
It's like the World Championship today could open doors that are very difficult to open in these days. And in that moment, many people doesn't, especially outside the country, many people didn't care so much about the World Championship. Actually, in 2009, 2008, I started to work with Federico Naveira, and we were hired because he was very famous in the tango scene.
Yeah.
And when we were teaching together, Federico told people to, no, she's Ines, she won the last World Championship. And the organizers didn't know, they didn't know that.
Wow.
So we were working, I was working with him because of him.
Yes.
And nobody cared about the World Championship. It was not so important in that moment.
Wow.
So I didn't use it in that moment. Now I use it.
So I think what ensued was a whirlwind of touring all over the world. Is that
as a result?
In the period afterward.
Yes. In the period after, yes.
As Federico's partner, and
yes.
hopefully because people than you are. Even if they weren't so concerned about the at that point.
No, but I think it's not. For me, it was not something important. It was very important the mundial for me because when I started to dance, I told my father and my mother, but especially my father, that I wanted to be a professional tango dancer. And he didn't agree so much. Actually, he thought in that moment that it was un capricho. I don't know.
A whim.
Okay, a whim.
Yeah.
So
something you would grow out of.
Yeah, and I will change my mind after. So he recommended me to keep dancing, but to start studying in the university. So when I won the World Championship, for me was very clear that I wanted that.
Yes.
And I wanted to study in the university, and I was happy with that. But I wanted more dancing than studying in that moment.
To go through whatever course might open.
Yes. So
to teach, to perform, to be in festivals.
Yes. It was more important for me to decide and to tomar coraje, no?
To have the courage to
Yes.
jump into this.
Than for my career in that moment, no? Like, it was difficult in the beginning for me because I have no experience, so it was, I need to, in that moment, to build the way I wanted to teach, what I was, start to choose what I want to teach,
yes.
how I want to do it. So
did you speak English at that time?
No.
You had to learn
Yes.
English. Or did you feel that you did?
I learned English when I was a kid. Like I started at 4 years old, and then I stopped.
Yes.
And in the moment I started to dance tango, I started to train again. So I had some knowledge somewhere.
Yes.
But
it's different to have to teach, to have to interact with people outside in the world. Even
yes.
if they're not English speakers, that might be the language you have in common.
Yes, of course.
Europe.
Yes, and also I'm quite shy in some things. This like languages is one of those things, and it was difficult for me to start to speak English again. It took me like 1 year to start to take the courage to English. So yes.
So, what transpired was these years of building up your career. What happened then was years of building up your career, teaching in many different places, touring in Europe.
Yes,
US.
I was working. The first years I was working a lot in Europe and in the US, and then, well, the last years I decided to be a little bit more here, like as a political decision, personal decision, both at the same time.
Yeah. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, in the moment I start to tour, it's amazing. It's amazing to dance and to travel and to meet people and to go to very big festivals. It's completely amazing. But it's also something a little bit. The tango community, or at least the professional tango community, is a little bit competitive.
Yeah.
And I started to feel uncomfortable there. Like I started to feel that I should do many things that I don't like to be part of that.
Yes.
So I totally understand if somebody wants to do it, but I started to understand that I didn't want to do it. So I started to think, how can I live with keep working with tango, but not in that way. And I found that, or my solution was to start to build a career here in Buenos Aires and in Argentina. And it was quite difficult in the beginning, very difficult.
And it's something that's only becoming possible now, as, for example, now you have tango communities all over Argentina, whereas until quite recently, there was almost only one tango community in Buenos Aires.
Yes.
And you also, it seems like there's a lot more people starting tango now in the city.
Yes.
Or a lot of people, a much bigger social dance community with dancers who are not necessarily trying to be professional.
Yes.
Here. Yes. So all those things, which are in process, make it more possible to be
of course, I think
teaching tango here.
That helped me a lot, like to stay here, but also it was difficult for me because I was dancing. Not dancing, like teaching alone. In the moment I decided to work here and to live here and to spend most of my time here in Buenos Aires, I was not dancing in couple. Like I was, me acababa de separar de Dante de nuevo, haber bailado de nuevo.
You had been dancing again with Dante and then had stopped dancing with him again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was more difficult because I wanted something like very complex. I wanted to live here in Buenos Aires. I wanted to live from tango, like working only or exclusively with tango, and I wanted to work alone as a woman in the tango scene.
Which there are not many people have been able to do. Some.
Yes. Some.
But there's many more challenges.
Yes.
Than for a man who wants to have a solo career.
Yes. So it was difficult, but I think also part of that process and something that it helped me a lot to understand and to make my career grow a little bit more here was when I started to study. When I started to study pedagogics.
So you went back to the university. You went to university first.
I went to the university for the second time.
Okay.
After the high school, I started to work and study graphic design, and I spent 4 years there. and then I stopped. 2008. I don't know why I took that decision. I cannot imagine. No, after the World Championship, yes.
You were traveling all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I decided I was a little bit, let's say, bored about tango scene, and I was always the thing that I was telling you before, like I was always listening to the same music and talking with the same people and the same topics.
Yes.
And I was a little bit bored, and I decided to go to the university. So I started to search for a career that I like the subjects, not the name of the career. Like, and I chose social pedagogics and social education. And it changed completely my mind, because it showed me a different way to see the world.
Wow.
In some way.
Nothing short of that.
No. It was very, very important for me. And I start to understand it's difficult to say it in English, but I will switch to Spanish. Empecé como a comprender el valor del trabajo comunitario, de la construcción,
the value of community work,
y la construcción colectiva,
and building something together collectively.
Y empecé a entender por qué había muchas cosas en el tango que no me gustaban.
And started to think about why there were so many things in tango that you didn't like.
I started to understand that the tango scene, or at least here in Buenos Aires, is very individual.
Individualistic.
Yeah, individualistic. Yes. So, and I didn't like that, because also in that moment, because I was working alone, I felt it very alone. So and
a lot of that, the women is also like gaining value from who you're with, right?
Yes.
Like how you would win the championship, but people were only recognizing your partner.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, but it's not his fault. It's
no,
like
it's
his
the way it is.
Yes. It's like the society is a little bit like that.
Yeah.
So it's a consequence. So I started to recognize these kind of things, and for some time, like 2 years, I was working with tango, but I was working a lot on my university and all the things that I chose to study,
because you had to complete a whole new career, a whole new degree.
Yes, and also because I was very interested on that way of living, on that way of see the world, think the world, and see the relationships between the.
So you had to withdraw a little bit, kind of change the way you saw things.
And still, in one moment, I start to realize that I wanted to do that, and not so much tango. Like, I want to be a little bit away from tango. You know how tango is. It's impossible to get away from it.
Well, I really appreciate that you found a way to come to Philadelphia on your summer break, for example.
Yes. Exactly.
To have a little bit of both worlds.
Yes. So now I'm trying to put everything together.
Let's take one more break and listen to another tango, and then I really want to hear about how it's all coming back together.
Yes, of course.
You chose Mensaje of Goyeneche.
Yes.
Yes.
It was I love Goyeneche. Goyeneche is one of my favorite singers. I like everything, but I chose that one because it was the first Goyeneche song that I performed.
Was it with Dante or
with Federico?
Wonderful. So, Mensaje of Goyeneche.
Hoy que no estoy, como ves, Otra vez con un tango te puedo gritar, yo que no tengo tu voz, yo que no puedo ya hablar. Mensaje, pon que mi vieja ternura de criatura te está prestando coraje. Yo que a lo largo del viaje sufrí tus ultrajes en mi soledad. Nunca quieras mal, total, la vida que importa, si es tan finita y tan corta que al fin el violín se corta. No te aflija el esquinazo del dolor, y si el amor te hace caso, no le niegues tu pedazo de candor, que es lindo creerle al amor. Bueno y nada más, que siendo bueno no hay odio, ni injusticia, ni veneno que haga mal. Y hoy que no estoy, me da pena no estar a tu lado, cinchando con vos, vos que me hiciste llorar, vos que eras todo rencor. Mensaje con que te digo que soy tu amigo y tiro el carro contigo. Yo, tan chiquito y desnudo, lo mismo te ayudo cerquita de Dios. Nunca quieras mal, total, la vida que importa, si es tan finita y tan corta que al fin el violín se corta. No te aflija el esquinazo del dolor, y si el amor te hace caso, no le niegues tu pedazo de candor, que es lindo creerle al amor. Bueno y nada más, que siendo bueno no hay odio, ni injusticia, ni veneno que haga mal. Yo, tan chiquito y desnudo, lo mismo te ayudo cerquita de Dios.
Today we've been listening to a wonderful interview with my guest, Ines Muzzopappa, and we just listened to another one of her tango choices for us, which was Mensaje of Goyeneche. We are going to run out of time and have to listen to the rest of Ines's interview next week on Tango Stories, but let's listen to one more tango in order to complete the show. In fact, it's actually a milonga. We're going to listen to Milonga Sentimental of the Emiliano Messias Trio, which was recorded at the Philadelphia Argentine Tango School within the past month. And I'm playing it because I want to let you know that the same trio is coming to play at Milonga Quilombo at the Philadelphia Argentine Tango School this Saturday, April 27th, with a pre-Milonga class at 8:30 and then the Milonga from 9:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's a really exciting event because in addition to live tango music, we're going to have a separate jazz trio playing live jazz cortinas. That's the Stetson-Muller-Wilcox-Johnson Jazz Trio playing live jazz for the cortinas. And Emiliano Messias, Javier Sanchez, and Nastasio Vojnovic playing live tango for our dancing pleasure. So please consider joining us. As always, all the details are at philadelphiatangoschool.com. So we'll listen to Milonga Sentimental, and then I invite you to tune in next week to hear the rest of this really wonderful interview with Ines Muzzopappa. Thanks for tuning into Tango Stories today. I'm your host, Meredith Klein. See you next week here on Usala Radio.